It's your boy Big Reg coming to you once again from the shadow of the big house in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Oh, let me let you know right now, right here, I got the feels. Oh, that win over whiskey got me feeling so good. 38-17, the Michigan Wolverines have gone down to Madison, Wisconsin for the first time in 20 years and come back with a big old W. Oh, my goodness gracious. If I think back 20 years ago, what was I like? What was I doing back 20 years ago? Holy smokes. I can't even remember. I think it was about 20 pounds lighter, that's for sure. So I raised my glass to being fit and not having any health issues. Oh, my goodness gracious. Going into the game, there was that dark cloud hanging over the Michigan Wolverines program. There was so much doubt that came about after the second half of the Rutgers game. So many questions were thrown out there. So many people were pessimistic. So many people were throwing out so many doubts and fears and disillusionment. Oh, it was a FUD fest, folks. But the Michigan Wolverines blocked all that out. Went down to Madison, Wisconsin, Camp Randall Stadium, the House of Horrors for so many years, and they put on a show. Oh, so I raised my glass first and foremost to the entire Michigan Wolverines football program and the fine job that they did. Oh man, I can't be more pleased with that victory. 38-17. I raised my glass. Joining me tonight, folks, I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of surprised some of these folks have actually dared to show their faces after the things they said in the preview game. But you know what? I commend them for coming forward to take their medicine. First, as always, producer JB, a.k.a. Sith Apprentice.
Yo, I don't need permission to dance. I don't need a permission to fan either. Go blue, baby.
Oh my gosh, holy smokes. Has there been a harder flip-flop? I can't say. He's in the running now to take the title from this next guest, the one, the only, nameless guest.
You're on mute, buddy.
Oh my gosh, holy smokes.
Whoa, off to a bumpy start. Kind of like that many other games in the past, but not today. And not so sure how long I'm going to last on this one, but glad to be here.
Oh, if he stays on much longer, he's going to be headed toward divorce. So it might be a quick hook for nameless guest. Next, joining us, as always, he's turning more and more to the front man from Squid Games, the one, the only, Mr. Squarehead.
I think I'm more excited that Nameless has been able to join us than this victory here. But I'm ecstatic that I was wrong in my prediction. As I've always said, I always aim to be wrong every week. Thank you for having me again.
Aim to be wrong. Okay. And finally, joining us, the one true believer amongst this cast of doubting Thomases, the one and the only JC from Sunnyside.
Oh, Big Reg, I think there are a couple of fans who need to apologize for being a fan. But not much to say other than just this right here.
What? Oh, gosh. Let's put it this way. Jump around, buy, of course, House of Pain, and we turned Camp Randall into a House of Pain for them Whiskey Badgers. Holy smokes, what a performance. And I'm going to start off with my glass raising. You know, this unit has gotten overlooked a little bit in the first 4 victories. I'm going to raise my glass and call out the attention to them. It is the defense. The defense did a heck of a job today. Sure, they had a shaky little spell right before the first half ended when Graham Mertz hit a couple passes in a row. But once they dialed up the pressure again, oh, it was unlike Donkey Kong. I'm telling you, this defensive unit, They've been the foundation, the backbone, the key to victory in all 5 of our games so far. So I raise my glass to them. To me, they're kind of like Charlotte from Charlotte's Web. Remember Charlotte's Web? You know, she was the one. This was always confused me about Charlotte's Web. Charlotte is a spider that can write words, but they overlook her for a pig that dances. Sure, it's kind of cool that a pig can dance, but hey, did you see that the spider's writing words? Come on. So I raise my glass to Charlotte and being overlooked, and I raise my glass to this Michigan defense for doing the job week in and week out, even though at times they've been overlooked.
Come on, man. You just gave props to Mertz, who
Props to Mertz.
No, listen.
Props to Mertz. I just gave props to the Michigan Wolverines defense.
Mertz, who engineered that drive before the half to bring them within 3 points. And then he got injured early in the third quarter. That's what I saw in the highlights. He got injured. So, of course, the defense looked like they stepped up. Come on, man. They're playing against the backup quarterback who just sucks. And you're saying that our defense did a great job?
Yep. Because how did Mertz go out of? Because why? He pulled a hamstring while he was running a 75.
Okay, so he got hit in the ribs and he went out. Come on.
On a safety blitz and
one play knocked out.
I haven't seen somebody hit
to win.
some ribs harder since I seen my dad eat some Tidja Garby when my mom cooked it up last Thanksgiving. So I raised my glass to Tidja Garby and hitting them ribs.
Hey.
Tidja Garby doesn't have bones. Come on.
Come on, of course it does. The spicy ones. Oh, it's so good.
I mean, up until that point, he had like 10 dropbacks, I think 9 quarterback hurries, got hit like 7 times, had 4 sacks already. So, and we caused him going out. But before that, Big Reg, this throwing a little shade at Wilbur. Zuckerman's famous pig. Come on now. Zuckerman's famous pig.
Look at him now. Zuckerman's famous pig.
Oh my God.
Remember that cartoon?
But I want to connect to what Big Red said about the defense. The defense showed up today. We knew what we had in Aiden Hutchinson. We knew what we had in Dax Hill. And Ross has shown up this year. But another star is being born. We've seen glimpses of this guy the last couple of games.
Oh, here we go.
A fumble, a turnover.
Here we go.
And I mentioned his name, but everyone, I think a couple of people laughed. David Ojabo, double nickel, 55. Guy is twitchy. He's fast and twitchy for a big dude. Wrecking havoc. If he elevates his game like he did today, our defense is elite at a different level. Another level.
Oh my gosh. Seriously? Oh my gosh. You guys, I can't, I gotta give it to you guys. This is just fanaticism at a different level.
I raise my glass to being a fanatic, aka a fan.
I mean, we'll give it to JC for Sunnyside because he always picks the sleeper pick, the specials that come out. I mean, he didn't even give credit to Mozzie Smith. Mozzie Smith had that great heads up play, knocking the ball out of the air, preventing that first down from happening. I mean, that's beyond just athleticism. That's heads up. A defensive lineman getting his head up, knocking down the ball, knowing that he was supposed to stop the run, but he still got time and athleticism and that wonderful magic paw to be able to knock down that ball. That to me was like that showed me a level of defense that's having. Anyways, I'm gonna tell you one thing. I've been to Camp Randall. I've watched Michigan lose at Camp Randall, even though we were supposed to win that game. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. I've seen jump around in person. I've seen the stadium atmosphere. And for us to win at Camp Randall alone is a monumental feat and a sign a little glimmer of hope, a little
Oh,
glimmer of hope.
Yeah. Nah.
That
You don't
we
get to say hope anymore. Nah.
are
Those,
making our way.
you have your
Wait,
hope
let me-
privileges taken away. Nah.
Let me give a shout out to our boy Kenny G. Lee out there, and our boy Branty. Both of them went to the game. They sent me pics and videos from Camp Randall, representing Michigan, wearing their shirt in front of a sea of red. I will say, Camp Randall, Wisconsin fans, they are actually really, really, out of all the Big Ten, I think they're the nicest fans against opponents. Like, when we lost last time and walking around, they were very, not even the drunk kids gave us any hassle. But kudos to the Badgers. Kudos to the Badgers for that. But can you imagine a tougher game to be able to deal with their offensive line and their defensive line? I mean, our first series, our first quarter, their defensive line was mashing us up. And I was nervous. I was beyond nervous. I texted on the thread to my boys here. I was nervous. I just couldn't have a good feeling about it. I predicted a win because I'm a fan, but I was super nervous. And I still think Cade McNamara should be gone.
Oh, would you
Done
stop?
with him.
Come on.
Give me some JJ. Give me some JJ.
Producer, you're not the only one. A lot of Michigan Nation
This is JJ.
super enamored with our JJ. But since this crew is so hung up on self-adoration and credit seeking, I'm just going to take a little bit of credit of trying to cheer you up and keeping you in it, because you are like falling like an anchor, my friend. You're like, I'm done with this game. You're about to just check out. Come on, man.
Let's get some whiskey in here, baby. Let's get some whiskey in here.
Oh my gosh.
Just a quick shout out. If anyone was watching TV and not actually at the game, but actually enjoying this game on TV and the jump around, not only was that super fun to watch all the Michigan team going crazy, celebrating, you know what? There was a very awkward Michigan fan jumping around out there in the stands. That was like almost bringing shame to me. Did you see that? Oh man, it was a little bit. If you didn't see it, then forget it. Just, I wanna just actually give thanks to defensive coordinator McD. He's the man. Seriously, he is the man. I mean, we're giving praise to our players. We love Ojabo. We love our studs, Aiden. But just the scheme, putting Aiden where he can make these plays, having Dax in that nickel in the position to make those kinds of INTs, being the heat-seeking missile that even knocked the quarterback out of the game. I mean, this is why we are excited about the defense. Yes, they beat up on a hapless Wisconsin offense. Square, as always, has a little bit of a point. He always has to rag on our beloved Michigan boys. But yes, we dominated truly one of the suckiest offenses you can imagine. Yeah, I mean, is that a lie? I mean, this was not really much of a contest. It was a great win. Michigan defense is coming on, but we need to keep doing this against better offenses. So let's just keep progressing.
Speaking of offense, I think credit to Gaddis for calling a pretty good game. I think he mixed up the run and the pass. I said pretty good. Not a great game. Pretty good game. I think the first drive, opening up with a pass, he wasn't as predictable this time around. They're pretty good up front. Wisconsin's D is legit. We moved the ball on them. He called a trick play that got us a touchdown. I don't know if I'm saying let's get JJ in there, but Cade, he's still a question mark for me. He can't hit receivers in stride.
Underthrown balls.
Those balls, his balls are wobbly. What? He's got wobbly balls. He can't throw a clean ball. Did he make some plays on third down? Yeah, he did. Right? He converted some third down, but some of those throws to Roman Wilson, the throw to Roman Wilson was severely underthrown. He threw the double coverage consistently. I don't know. The jury's still out. Credit to him. 0 turnovers. 0 turnovers. Managed the game. But again, I'm not sure if he can win us a game if we need him to.
I'm glad you brought up Roman Wilson. Let me raise my glass to Roman Wilson. I believe that was actually producer JB's breakout performer of the season, and he's finally breaking out of his doldrums. Oh, so I say mahalo to my kind of Aina brother, Roman Wilson. Oh, I'm gonna cook a whole pig for you tonight, brother. Oh, what a fine performance. I believe he had over 6 catches, or at least 6 catches, and a whole bunch of yards, and that big third down conversion that JC from Sunnyside just alluded to. I'm telling you, I'll put it this way. A lot of time, Cade, when he sees one-on-one coverage, he's going to throw to that one-on-one coverage, and he's giving the receivers a chance to make a play. He's giving the playmakers a chance to make a play, and on that instant, Roman Wilson, he made a great play. So I raise my glass to you, Roman Wilson. Mahalo.
Let's be for real. I mean, I told you Roman Wilson was going to show up. So now that it's happening, I do appreciate the credit being shown to me. I don't claim
Take it easy.
I don't claim it like some other person that I know. I know this way in the screen. For every time. But listen, Cade throwing to Cornelius Johnson, yes, like that duck was a good catch on the flea flicker. And then the catch.
What do you mean, duck? He hit him right in stride.
Oh,
He didn't even have to slow down.
It was like this.
It was down like a baby dropped in by a stork into its loving parents' arms.
If you show the clip between JJ's and Cade's bombs, there's no question about it. But what you do forget is a time that Cade thrown to double coverage to Cornelius Johnson, who just happened to athletically knock the ball out of the Wisconsin defender's hands because he made the wrong throws. He made the wrong throws on those 2 plays, and just thank goodness that Cornelius Johnson had the heads-up play to knock those balls out of Wisconsin. You did see JJ hit, Baldwin, right on the money. Baldwin had 3 steps on the defender. He hit him in stride. I mean, that's the ball that you want to see. Not this nonsense happening.
Wait a minute. So though you want to see different balls, is that what you're saying right now?
I like. You
want to see some different balls?
I like the clean and tight balls.
You want to see some zingers out there? You want some balls with some zing? Is that what you're saying?
I do like to see those out there. So my call is right now. I told you guys on Wednesday when we had the question, will you see JJ before the third quarter? And look what happened. First play out of the third quarter, JJ.
So it wasn't before the third quarter.
It was JJ that comes out. This is a shift right now. I think we're gonna start heading towards 2 QB system, and maybe Cade starts off in the beginning to see if he can get hot. If he can't, let's see some JJ action. Let's see some JJ.
Two QB system didn't work before. Didn't we have that before a few years ago? 2 QB system doesn't work. I'd like to. Can I just mention that my breakout player, Jake Moody, had a 47-yard field goal.
Absolutely.
And I guarantee you, nobody on this panel thought he was going to make that kick.
I did.
No way. I did. Guarantee you, 47-yard.
Bro,
he made a 52-yarder.
This guy, you didn't even watch the game anyway. So what are you calling outside?
I saw that 47-yard highlight reel.
Turn it up.
I saw the highlight reel.
I mean, while we're all giving credit to ourselves, I just need to add a couple of more. I called during the preview that we were going to win the turnover margin, right? We had 3 turnovers. I called it, and
obvious.
Yeah. The field position, right, was going to be a key factor, right? The turnovers are going to lead to great field position, which led to 17 points. So, JB, reach over the screen and pat me on the back a little bit.
Yo, make some bold predictions, man.
Seriously.
Oh my goodness! I mean, those were bold predictions that we were going to win the turnover battle, and it played out exactly
How?
the
They've
way.
had like 45 turnovers in 3 games. We've had 0. Of course, we're going to predict that we're going to win the turnover battle.
Oh,
It turned out exactly the way I anticipated it to.
Oh my goodness.
They would have scored 10 points.
All right, let's all take it easy for a second, and let's just acknowledge that, you know what? As far as turnovers go, you have to tip your hat to Michigan, because right now, I think we're the only team with only 1 turnover the entire season. And that 1 turnover was a meaningless turnover by the third string quarterback in garbage time. So I'm gonna put it down to 0 turnovers really in meaningful gameplay, which is a phenomenal accomplishment.
It was a 4th string guy, Bowman.
Well, 3rd, 4th. I mean, at that point, what's the difference? You know what I'm saying? You know. Anywho. Shoot. Now I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh,
I find it interesting that my fire Harbaugh theory still follows. Nobody on this panel has even mentioned Harbaugh. Clearly, he's nothing. He's just a figurehead that does nothing during these games. I give all credit to the coordinators, the assistant coaches, the position coaches, the water boy and girl, anybody who's anybody on Michigan other than the head of the snake, because he does nothing during these games. He has no idea what's going on.
He set the tone. He set the tone. Like, we went for it on 3 4th downs on the first drive. Even though we didn't get the 3rd one, he set the tone and said, hey, listen, guys, hey, we're here to win. We are here to win.
I think that was a key thing, because, again, that first fourth down conversion, that was on the first drive. And if you remember, the thing that always killed us last season, especially against good teams or good teams on the road especially, was the fact that we would get off the slow starts. So we would have taken a 3 and out or something like a really short drive on that first drive. It would have been disastrous. So Jim Harbaugh saying, you know what, I'm going to go for it on 4th down, and then having the team convert it was a huge call. Huge call. The second one that was a huge play, also early in the first half, was when we were pinned. Because remember, JC from Sunnyside was talking about field position, and Whiskey pinned us, I think, on the 1.5-yard line. You guys remember that? And it was 3rd and like 9 from the 1.5. Cade evades the safety and gets it to number 2, Blake Corum, who converts the first down. That was a humongous play also, because if they had gotten not even a safety, but if they had dropped us or an incomplete, and we had to try and punt out of the end zone from the 1-yard line, oh, that could have been disastrous. But the fact that we were able to convert that early in the game was a key play in my book that maybe not put points on the board, but goes a long way toward winning that game on the road in Camp Randall.
That's Josh Gaddis, not Jim Harbaugh.
There are some
serious... You can give the credit to Josh Gaddis. I don't care. We won the game 38-17. So I'm sipping my tea with a smile on my face.
There are some serious issues with some other calls during that game.
Oh, that's what I forgot.
That make me question who is actually calling the game. I think even from an offensive standpoint, but even from an overall standpoint, who the heck squibs the kick with 20 seconds left with a team that has 2 timeouts already? That's idiotic.
Who cares?
Who cares? They score and then they're only down by 3 going into the half when they get the ball back. That is an idiotic move. I only blame the head of the snake.
I agree with Reg. Who cares? You win some, you lose some.
Well, I was going to say, going back to the whole J.J. McCarthy thing, and this is what I remember. I think it's a good thing that J.J. is being rotated in, because what he showed was, remember how our last game recap, we broke producer JB because he said, we're running on RPOs. And I was like, well, are we really running RPO? And then it broke him. Remember that? And the reason why I said that was because all we really do is run pass. with Cade. There is no real option, the quarterback keeper with Cade. But with JJ, that brings in that little twist, which is different from what Cade can do. So I don't mind if they shuttle in JJ for those kind of wrinkles into the offense to keep the defense on their toes. Because if JJ could, because nobody's going to argue that JJ presents a much greater threat as a running quarterback than Cade McNamara. No one's going to question that. And that extra little wrinkle can throw a curveball to the defense if things are getting a little stale. So I think that's a good thing. That's a good thing. And I raised my glass to JJ. I think he did a great job, running the offense today when he had a chance to, notwithstanding or aside from that great throw that he had to Brown, there was that one run keeper he had, remember? That I think he got the first down on with as well. So that opened my eyes to say, you know what? Maybe we should sprinkle in a little bit more JJ. So
I agree.
To your point, though, they call plays where the option is possible, but Cade is so bad at it. So obviously it just turns into an RP, a run pass. And therefore, that's why I was so frustrated last week, because there was clearly moments that Cade should have ran with the ball as the option. JJ has now proven that he can do it. They put in JJ at the goal line. Are you kidding me? At the goal line to run in the ball himself. And that sparks that momentum, that little piece of hope that we can actually get.
No, I told you. You have your hope seeds privileges revoked.
Of that.
No. You've already gone over to the dark side. Stay on the dark side. There is no Ben Solo redemption arc for you. No, there is no. Do you see any Rays here about to virtually kiss you? No way, man.
So if I could finish, the planting of hope that we can actually get a legit 5-star quarterback into position for this team, for the regular Big Ten Conference, because I will tell you right now, Wisconsin knew exactly what we were going to do in the beginning, and we had to adjust, and we had to kind of get Cade to throw the balls that happened. And with a Wisconsin offense that could have actually rivaled whether they could actually have long sustaining drives and doing stuff like that, I would have been curious to see what Graham Mertz would have done in the second half. But yeah, that's the nature of the beast too. Like, our defense knew that, and we knew we had to blitz them. In the second half, Mike McDonald made that adjustment. He was like, you know what? We're putting pressure on him. And then the backup comes in, and Mike McDonald's like, we're going to put even more pressure on him and just throw everything at him because he can't throw the ball either. And so that was a really good play call.
Yeah, because the one time the Whiskey offense kind of got rolling was when Mertz had no pressure on him. That was the only time it really got rolling. But once the pressure got dialed up again, it was a wrap. It was a wrap.
You got to also give credit to our offensive line. No sacks given up. It was a tough Wisconsin D. Yeah, we need to kind of block that gap a little better. Eric All whiffed on a block. We barely got the first down. But for the most part, against a great D, we played solid. Hats off to the offensive line. I forgot what I was going to say. I was something else.
Let me just get in a word edgewise here, if I could. I think it's appropriate to give a little bit of credit to Cade. Although we all know he's not the answer, there was a lot of questions that he needed to answer to deliver. I mean, he was the primary quarterback, after all, that we rode to victory. The defense took us to victory, but he had to show up, and we all knew it. This was a big accomplishment on his part. No, he's not going to probably win us the Big Ten championship. He's got a low ceiling, but he did the job today. I mean, he did. He made the throws. He protected the ball. He showed decent escapability. He was super, super slow on that, I think, 3rd and 5, where he got 4 yards, and we're just close enough to get, that 4th down conversion. I mean, JJ would have made the 1st down easy probably, but still, I mean, he did enough. And I think this is the wrong week to be just piling on Cade. because he did. I think he did step up.
I raise my glass to that. I think what, if anything, I think if the one thing we can agree on is this combination of JJ and Cade, I think it's got some potential. So I raise my glass to that. You don't think it's got potential?
I don't know about the combo, but I do love JJ getting reps and being ready. You just feel like he's growing. You got to give him game reps. I mean, he's a frosh, but with every bomb that he throws, you just feel the confidence surging. You do feel the fan base just clamoring for like the future and those seeds of hope. I mean, it's there. We're seeing it like almost every other week. The JJ era is on the cusp, but I don't say we just ride a rotation. That actually doesn't really make a lot of sense to me.
I wouldn't mind, like I said, depending on the situation, I wouldn't mind a little sprinkling of some JJ-isms. You know what I'm saying? You know, ride with Cade, because again, he's shown that he can take care of the ball. He can dance out of the pressure when the pressure is on, or get rid of the ball, effectively, and not turn the ball over, et cetera, all those kind of things. Maybe he doesn't have the flash and dash and all that kind of stuff, but he keeps leading us to victory. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't mind sprinkling a little change up to throw the defense, off a little bit with a little JJ. So I wouldn't mind a little bit of a, quarterback combo for the time being.
I have a question for producer JB.
Hmm.
You went from 6-6 as your preseason preview, and maybe you went to 7-5. Does this game change your prediction?
It's a great question, JC from Sunnyside, so I'm not going to hide from it. I'm going to say that this game instills a little bit more confidence because this was a legit offensive and defensive line that we faced. I mean, no one can question that Wisconsin produces the best offensive and defensive lines that the Big Ten can offer. And I think that this does change a little bit of my final predictions of what this team can do. But I will say it hinges on whether or not Cade McNamara is a starting quarterback for this team going henceforth. So right now, I can go to an 8-4. There's a possibility.
A lot of hinges there.
Oh, so many hinges.
Many swinging doors on this fence here. My goodness. I mean, that was a big win. I think they passed 2 early tests when you looked at the preseason schedule. Everyone circled Washington would be a good one to take in the early going, and then Wisconsin was next. We got 3 more big ones to circle up. So what, you think get one more of those? That's a 2-loss season.
I think clearly our next game, was Nebraska at night. That's going to be, I just watched the Nebraska Northwestern game, and Nebraska now has, Adrian Martinez. He just gashed Northwestern running by himself all over the place. So that's going to be another presentation of a test. So I would like to see that before I make any other adjustments to my prediction. But I have little seeds of hope.
Oh gosh, where'd you get out of here with them little seeds of hope?
There needs to be more in the environment for us to see this kind of growth to have happen.
There's the in-game prediction, but also if you roll the tape three weeks ago, I said that after we beat Wisconsin, we'll be a top 10 team. And on Sunday, tomorrow, we will be a top 10 team. And I called it. And we're a legit top 10 team. I'm not saying we're playoffs yet, but I think legit defense, offense combination, we're a top 10 team.
Agreed.
Just think about last year, the physicality that we presented last year and 2 years ago against Wisconsin versus today. Hey, hats off to culture.
I think the biggest telling stat was something that you guys brought up earlier. I can't remember who exactly it was, but last year versus this year is the play of the offensive line. You know, this was a whiskey team that basically murdered Notre Dame's offensive line and quarterbacks in the last game. That whiskey defense just, manhandled them. I think, they sacked Notre Dame quarterbacks like 8 times or something. It was something ridiculous. But against us, we didn't give up a single sack to that unit. And the fact that they were the leading or the number 1 team against the run, and we still got over 100-yard rushing against that team. So I raise my glass to the offensive line and the fine job they did today, against that whiskey defensive line and answering a big question that I had going into the season. So I raise my glass to them. Oh, my gosh. I've been raising so many glasses. I'm getting a little dizzy. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little dizzy. There should be only 4 of you, but I'm seeing about 7 of you guys right now. Holy smokes.
Last thing, obviously my prediction, Blake Corum, obviously being integral. There's some stuff going on right now where they're not, I don't know what the play calling is, but if you ram Blake Corum into a Wisconsin defensive line multiple times on end, you got to realize that that's not the kind of game that he should be doing. Hassan Haskins obviously has a body built for it. Donovan Edwards. Why is Blake Corum not in the flat? Why are they not swinging him out? They tried the trick play with Donovan Edwards, and obviously Donovan Edwards got an ugly ball thrown to him, and he has bad hands too. But Blake Corum, where is swing passes, the screen?
2 shades in 1 sentence.
Where like we have to take advantage of Blake Corum more. I am surprised that we just keep ramming him into 300-pound linemen. I mean, that's not going to be ideal for him.
I'm glad you brought up Donovan Edwards after you dropped that pass. You saw his whole shoulders punching again, I dropped it. It's about me. No, get to the next play.
I did think immediately when he did drop it, I was like, JC from Sunnyside is going to say something.
Oh my gosh. Well, I don't know where you get this narrative from. I
hope he doesn't watch our shows because he might transfer.
You know he is. Watch. You know what he's gonna do next game? He's gonna make a catch and start going like this, and then he's signaling to JC from Sunnyside about slumping his shoulders. Holy smokes! Oh, that's some crazy talk right there. Holy cow. Anywho, the Blake Corum thing. You know what though? Yeah, I would just say this. In the second half, they started swinging him out, though. They did. You know what I mean? So I think they started adjusting or trying to get him in space against, the linebackers and stuff like that. Maybe not running the ball, but trying to pass him the ball, so.
I was noticing the same thing. I agree with you, producer. I was sending over a flurry of texts to our boy, the Big Rock, and it's like, why are they ramming our guy Corum up the middle over and over and over again? I mean, but a little bit of this I think falls on Corum. He hasn't had the best of games last game and this game. So I think he's due for a big time bust out next week. He's going to emerge again, start being the superstar that he is, and start get rolling. Some of that I think is on Blake. I don't think he's been playing his best. It's not only the play call.
Come on, man. When you have 200, maybe it's 200 pounds, whatever, 5'7" running back, and you're going up against Wisconsin D linemen in a spread out halfback draw. Are you kidding me? That's the worst kind of play call. These 4th and 1s where we're having the quarterback 5 yards behind the line, handing off to Blake Corum is not the way to use him. So I call on Gaddis. I call on anyone, Sharon Moore, whoever's calling these ridiculous run up the middle on a draw play. It's just sad. It's just sad. Anyways, switching out to we got a flurry of comments on our YouTube channel. We got 6 of them that are on there. From before the game, our boy Phil from LA, he was saying y'all are depressing. We're winning by at least 10. Phil Hahn called it. He called
nice,
it.
Phil.
More than that. Our boy Steve Chen said 19-13 on the victory. Cade has over 250 yards passing. Come on, bro. It was close. He had 197, 2 touchdowns. But
I mean, I just gotta say, our boy Steve, he makes like 15 predictions. At least one of them's gonna come true. So
wow.
Wow.
Then a slew of comments came in after the game was over. Phil Hahn comes back, says, like I said, y'all so pessimistic. Gotta believe we're looking legit. Christopher L drops a comment 2 days ago. Appreciate the vids. Wondering why y'all got your mask in your own homes. It's for anonymity's sake. We have some people here who have jobs that are could reveal a lot of stuff about us. But anyways, Matt Hauser posted 23 minutes ago. He says, can't wait to see Reg raise his glass in honor of the decisive victory today. So, Reg, for Matt Hauser, please raise that glass.
I'm all out of the iced tea, so all I have left is this cheap Sobieski vodka, but I raise my glass to that.
My boy Kevin Gisule from the left side. What a win today. So glad to see our defense have some pride and not win after that demoralizing end of the first half. Let's keep it going and go Blues. So we want to hear from you. What did you think about this Michigan versus Wisconsin victory? Was it legit, or are you Mr. Squarehead side there? Do you have little seeds of hope? Do you want to see JJ coming back for our next game? We want to hear from you. Drop us a comment. Click on the like. Click on subscribe. That's everything that we do for you guys out there.
Oh, my God.
hey, just like Dax said before the game, we're gonna steal their juice with a little House of Pain.
Oh, and with that, we're going to end the Whiskey Baggers page with the 2021 season and say, hey, thanks for trying. But we raise up guys to the Michigan Wolverines and the fine job they did to come out of Camp Randall with a big old W for the first time in 20 years. So we say, go Blue!
Go Blue!
Oh,